Hello, everyone. We thought during lockdown 2.0 that it would be great to find different ways to encourage one another and help each other stay healthy and keep going with God. And one way I thought we could do that is by exploring this lovely little book written by Andrew Page, who's also here with me. It's called The 5 Habits of Deeply Contented People. If you don't have it, I highly recommend you get it. You can get it from 10 of those and other places where books are sold. And in it, it has 5 habits for deeply contented people. And so each week, we're going to look at one of those habits over the next 5 weeks. What is basically the 5 habits of deeply contented people?
Yeah, the whole point of the book, really, it's all based on Genesis chapter 2, so the creation account in Genesis. And at the end of Genesis chapter 1, we read that God made man and woman in his image, which obviously isn't meant physically. And then in Genesis 2, there are 5 things that Adam does, which animals can't do, but which human beings do because we're made in God's image. And those 5 things are the 5 habits. And if we do, well, every human being does those 5 things. That's the fascinating thing about it. I've never met anyone who said they didn't do one of the 5 habits. Everyone does them, whether they believe in God or not. And of course, if we do them, and the more we do them, the more content we'll be, because we're being ourselves. We're behaving not like animals or like machines. We're behaving like people made in God's image. So that's what the book's about.
Amazing. I studied psychology, and it's always struck me these 5 habits that a psychologist would be completely behind them as well, but they're there in Genesis 2. So what is the first habit then?
The first habit, number 1, is enjoy beauty. Because in Genesis 2, it says that there were trees in the garden that were good for food. But before it says they were good for food, it says they were pleasing to the eye, which means that they were beautiful. It means that Adam, when he looked at the trees, he enjoyed looking at them. He was enjoying the beauty of the trees. So that's what habit number 1 is.
Enjoying beauty. Okay. And what are some of the ways you enjoy beauty, Andrew?
Well, I mean, one of the things that helps me to enjoy beauty is because I think God enjoys beauty. That's why we enjoy beauty. So at the end of chapter 1 of Genesis, it says God created everything and it was very good. And I think that means that when God looked at what he'd made, he had pleasure. He enjoyed the beauty. Oh, there are so many different ways of enjoying beauty. I think the main way that I enjoy beauty is probably music. It used to be singing. I used to love singing, singing in a choir or singing a cappella, 4 of us. But those days are past, sadly. I now enjoy listening to music. So it's mainly classical music, although because my sort of enjoyment of the beauty of popular music stopped at around the late 1960s or in the 1970s. Got stuck completely. So the Beatles are really, really up to date for me, and I find that beautiful, and it gives me real pleasure listening to the Beatles. But most of what I listen to is classical stuff. I have favorite composers, favorite pieces of music, which just I love.
Mm. Yeah.
What about you, Callum? What's your favorite? Do you spend a lot of time listening to the Beatles?
No. I think I would go to nature and actually what you were saying in Genesis 2, but trees. So actually the picture behind me is by an artist I met in DC and is of trees. And I just love trees. I grew up in Virginia where there are lots of them. Even Americans comment on how many trees there are in Virginia, and they're just beautiful. And I don't know, they something about them restores my soul. Looking at them, the leaves, especially right now. I went for a walk on the common yesterday, and all the different colors, changing colors and stuff. They're beautiful. And yeah, I think that's one of the ways I enjoy beauty.
I
Yeah.
mean, when I look out my window now, I mean, there are some beautiful trees, and I mean, I do get pleasure from that, but it's not the kind of pleasure that makes me want to take 3 or 4 hour long walks through the common or in the countryside. It doesn't do that to me. But I do. I mean, I do love looking at natural beauty as well.
Well, that's one way we're different and the same. um, I guess is there a difference like enjoying beauty? Um, I guess is there something with to not just taking it in or looking at it, but enjoying it and getting more, I guess, pleasure out of it or more contentment out of it? Do you-
It's a good question. I don't know. I think it's taking time to concentrate on it. For instance, with the music thing for me, so it's not just having music on in the background, which I quite often do have, but then I'm not really I mean, I'm glad it's there, but I'm not really focused on it. For me, there are certain pieces of music where I will, only listen to that piece of music. So I put on a CD. It might be of Bach's B minor mass, and I'll listen to half an hour of that, and I won't do anything else. I won't be reading, I won't be working, I won't be looking at emails. I'm just totally focused on that. And that is so beautiful. It just lifts my spirits and it makes me think,
Mm.
wow, it's good to be alive. So I
Yeah.
think I think enjoying beauty is a matter partly of taking time to focus on something, whatever. I mean, everybody who's watching this um, has a different answer to the question, what kind of beauty do they enjoy?
Mm.
I mean, I know someone in a pub bar, and his way of enjoying beauty, oh well, I mean, I'm sure he's got other ways too, but his way is enjoying mathematical equations. Now, I can't imagine that. That is really extraordinary for me. I can't imagine that. But he loves it. He loves the order of
Mm.
mathematical equations and trying to solve them and that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
there is a huge variety of different sorts of beauty that people
Mm.
can enjoy. And if we do take time to enjoy them, we're more content.
Mm. Amazing. Well,
Yeah.
what we really encourage people to do this week is to take time to enjoy beauty. Focus this week on this first habit and take some time and enjoy beauty. And maybe you want to share it, whether it's in the Above Bar Church digital community on Facebook or just more widely on Facebook, or phone a friend, or chat with someone, but tell them as well. Share how you are enjoying beauty, the beauty you see around you, and the beauty you've experienced this week. And you might just find that despite lockdown 2.0, you feel a bit more content this.
Yeah.
And then next week, we will look at the second habit. So stay tuned for that. And I would encourage you again, if you don't have a copy of this book, it's a great one to have and a great one to give away. And it's quite short and
Callum, can I just say, you can't just you don't just you can't just get that book from 10 of those. You can
Mhm.
get it from the Above Bar Church bookstall.
There you go.
You could write to Pam Davis
Mhm.
and order it from her, and it will be delivered to your door.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
You might make Pam content.
And Jeff. Great. Well, thank you so much, Andrew. And
Welcome.
we will be back next week with habit number 2.
Wonderful. Thank you.